Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Written Wednesday. Hopefully, you can hear me, and hopefully, I'm not having a Doppler echo effect. I think I tracked down the source to that malfunction, and I managed to fix the malfunction that I was having just before the chat for about 10 minutes, trying to get the chat to the side there working. So, stream's working, everything's fine. I'm totally not still broadcasting that I'm live and trying to get my friends in here. And we have the return of Ushram Imaso to the chat. He's my new technical specialist. I've hired him on. Ethan has been fired. He has been moved to the sub-basement. And I believe that's why we were having such trouble in the last stream. I am joined today, as always, by the absolutely magnificent, magnanimous Rado. And now, in true anime protagonist style, I have my my suit on. I'm all snazzy about this. I feel like I'm from New York, and I budgeted my calories for my diet today so that I could enjoy. So I could enjoy a Hershey's bar. And of course, before, I put it in the freezer so I could get that satisfying ASMR, protagonist dramatic, Death Notes mellow crack to the corner. And get that right sound. That it thawed and I'm thoroughly disappointed. My evening's been ruined. The stream is canceled. I'm so sorry. Goodbye, everyone. It thawed. It's still chocolate, though. I can't be that upset that long over chocolate. So, yes, this is going to be the stream where I'm going to shake things up a little bit. Instead of just watching me obnoxiously drink cola, now we have candy bars. That's going to be a thing now. I like candy bars. I like chocolate, and I figured out how to get it in my diet, so chocolate awaits. Hershey, I am open for a sponsor. Coke Zero hasn't got back to me yet, so it's free game if you just so happen to be one of the 3 people who watch this stream. Oh! Speaking of which, hello, Gidge. And there should be no echo this time. You should know better than to try to escape me. There's nothing better than a little bit of chocolate. That's just going to be the title of this stream, just in brackets. Well, yeah, probably shouldn't be eating chocolate, milk chocolate, on stream where I intend to speak with my voice hole. But that's good chocolate. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. And I don't think I was ever in Hershey. I'd love to go there sometime. Just take a cheat day and eat my way from one end of Hershey to the other end of Hershey. That's where you keep a drink with you. Well, I have a Monster, a Coke Zero, and a water. And I think we're going to get very well acquainted. I'm just going to move my water up here preemptively. Now, with the power of God, anime, and Ushram on my side, let's see if we can actually be productive this stream instead of easily distracted and just bombarding everybody with echo, and I don't know if you can see it because the lighting's so intense, but the scar is starting to heal up. I am no longer my evil alter ego hairline. German terrorist. Don't mind me. I'm just getting intimately familiar with this soda. Ooh, stop it. I hate this flat keyboard. Ooh, I really have been watching too much anime. Hey, look at that. We're already on a new page. Thanks for coming to the stream, everyone. Bye. But no, seriously. Let's see what I can do in the space I have. And I'm just going to message 2 more people who I know really wanted to show up tonight. And there we go. Now, let's do the sensible thing and have some water. And by some water, I mean a small pond. All right. Just keep fixing my lapels. Pretend I'm the first doctor, you know. Just see how much dapper I can sort of put into this. I'm really digging my little wannabe ponytail out the back, where it's just kind of like a boo, whoop, loop out the back. Oh, by the way, I went through and I started slowly rebuilding the custom dictionary for my Microsoft Word, recovering from the terrible, terrible crash that I had here with the operating system, and it's slowly starting to fit back together. It's slowly starting to feel like a home again. Because we all know I need to be put in a home. I say before it redlines it. Oh, by the way, that's a stupid little thing I do with characters that I get like really proud over. I don't consider them like a true proper character until I add their name plus the apostrophe S into the dictionary of my computer. At that point, you've made it. If you have a possessive form and it's saved to the spell check, you are officially, in my book, a character. I know there's a Q version of that, and I'm trying to see if that's the right one. Yeah, there you go. I don't think I properly thanked you for earlier. No details revealed, but I can't even thank you enough for that. You don't have to thank me. We're friends, and I value that more than anything else. You don't need to thank me, ever. I mean, you don't need to thank me ever for that. If we're in a situation, it's just like, hey, I know you're dying. You can have my kidney. I might want to thank you after that. That would be the one time I'd ask, but no. Outside of that, we're cool. We're tight. Okay, now which Q is the correct Q here? Because I'm thinking this C-U-E is the ball. Oh dear. He's just a helpy kind of... Oh god, that reminds me of all the weird, like, Gaelic folklore where we have a Kelpie and a Selkie, and now we have the Helpy. I'm a cryptid. That's why I'm dressed like I'm trying to audition for Unsolved Mysteries. Now which Q is the right Q? And if I have a feeling if I keep saying Q, I'm going to scare the living heck out of Picard. Come on. Which one is the set? I mean, like, cue it, set it. Line up. Which one are you? Prompt, signal, reminder. Nod? Nod, a synonym for Q? No, that is bat spit crazy. That's so much bat spit I'm going to call in Senku to make a depetrification potion. And then promptly get killed immediately after when the strongest primate shows up to take it for his crew. Yay! Life and death in the jolly stream. Okay, Google. That's gonna bug me now. Is it queued up or queued up? Oh, even Google doesn't know. It says this or this. You better tell me, Google. I am trusting you to help me not look like an idiot. As a noun, Q is ethers. Okay. As a noun, a cue is either a signal or a piece of sporting equipment. As a verb, it refers to the act of signaling someone or the act of striking a ball in a billiards game. As a noun, cue is a lineup of people or other things. As a verb, cue means to line something up or form a line. Okay, so I'm using the right cue. Ugh! That's some things that are annoying about the English language. Summon a helpy for the helpy. Yeah, no, I need to summon the googly for the helpy. And then the therapy. I feel like my mouth is melting and I'm going to go lay down. Okay. Is he cued? Monitor. By the way, I don't know if you guys know, but I absolutely love the cans. I'm going to see if I can get a picture real quick. I'm going to snag it from my DeviantArt so that I can show you all this design that's been with me forever, that I absolutely adore, and I am going to just undoubtedly, without any room for negotiation, abuse the living heck out of by overselling them, because they are one of, like... I need to go back here and explain. Infinity Quest is something I've been working on since I was 12. It has been 15 years and soon to be 16 that I have been working on Infinity Quest. And one of the old designs and one of the old holdovers, I say looking off to the side of my screen, clicking on DeviantArt, that you can't see because I'm using OBS. I've learned settings. But one of the original ideas was this small utility helper robot called a can. I originally called them Canners, but I figured since the main character's name was Tanner, having Canner and Tanner would just be like some sort of winkin', blinkin', and not kind of situation here. No, you don't. No, you don't. No. I'm trying to have a big brain moment here. I told you to copy the image. Why you do me like that? We're going to get this. Would you paste here? No, you wouldn't. Copy image. I am dressed way too nicely to be this stressed. Please stop. Gooby, please. I can actually feel my blood pressure rising. It feels like someone's passing butter through my veins. It's still growing! Okay, hang on. Maximum brain power here. Ushram, take 5. Why aren't you letting me paste it? Oh, delightful. Copy image, copy image. I'm going to get this so I can show everybody the cans. Okay, you want to play? Paste. It's too good at playing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said I was a master of the tabs, and I am indeed. I will simply add one. Video capture. Yes. Hold on. Hold on. My brain is working. I think. I hope. Is that the... No, that's... No, that isn't it. I've just copied the chat. Are you absolutely certain you want to be like this? Can I persuade you? Oh, document of annoying text. I will make Ray give you a big old kiss if you let me copy the image of the cans. It wants to smooch. That's what it is. Okay. These are the cans. Not the little guy to the end there. He's not a pilot. But yeah, this is no clones. We don't need the potato souchlings. Those are plenty enough clones. But yeah, these are the cans. They're a small utility robot that opens up and has small arms for simple tasks, but their main benefit is the more of them you have together, the more they sort of wirelessly link and use as performance enhancers for other machines. They're sort of like, imagine if you had a thumb drive or an external hard drive for your computer that could just float around, and the more of them you stacked up, the more not only hard drive space you could give to your computer, but the more performance power, the more RAM, just stuff like that. They're basically a modifier, as well as a general utility robot that's kind of dopey and cute. And I like them. Thank you very much, Microsoft and OBS. I'll ask Ray to mail you a kiss in the mail. Thank you very much for your selfless act, Ray. Now, let's see if I can't add some energy drink to this equation, because I'm not goofy enough yet. I swear, the fancier I dress, the more it becomes a challenge to me to act even weirder. And I saw a Crichton mask from Red Dwarf on eBay that I have been highly considering for a very good long time. I mean, if it's for a good cause, LOL. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Showing a badly JPEG'd image on a stream on a video that traditionally within the first month gets 4 views is perhaps the greatest cause I can think of. Your check is in the mail. I will honor you now and forever with the reward of this barely legal tender of 50 Gidge dollars. See, look at that. That's for you. Right there. Right there. This is a Gidge dollar. You can go buy artwork from her. Anyone else? No, I'm sorry. I don't have the calories for chicken feet. Oh, and after the stream is done, Gidge, please tell me that phrase that won the day for you in breaking one of your best friends while he is at school and should be studying and checking his phone. I'm going to go on record right now and say that this is Perhaps the most responsible thing you can do for your friends when you know they're checking their phone and they shouldn't be checking their phone because they're in school or they're at work and they're supposed to be doing something important. Send them the craziest, funniest, most obnoxious things you can to break their resolve and make them snicker and laugh. Because that is a responsible friend. Zero sugars. I love the strawberry sublime. And you know, I can't hear the word sublime anymore without thinking of this old video I used to watch way back in the day when Homestuck was still the big thing. Did anybody else watch Master Yorgi? And on top of that, did anyone hear the sick fires he was throwing when he was rapping as Dave? And he did the Dave Strider rap? Because anytime I see the word, the first thing that pops into my head is, in the words of myself, it is truly sublime. And I can hear that live on stage in the background. Ooh, take me back. I'm just going back to work tomorrow, almost 4 months. Please don't get me fired. But no, I'll behave myself. Here, let me civilize myself up a little bit here. Just me. Try not to spit soda on your face. No, you'll be mixing paint. We'll get you laughing too hard, and you'll end up looking like the Highlander. Freedom! Now, I need to go back and check to see if I detailed that the camera feed coming in provided a 360-degree coverage. Excuse me, no, I'm not. I am not burping, and you cannot prove it. I am a gentleman who wears gentleman suits, and with my hair slicked back, I feel like I look like Review Bra. It's running on empty. Food review. I love how he looks like a young version of Steve Buscemi. Just the energy in his eyes is something of the celestial beings. It is godly. Plus, I like his style in suits. Okay. Ooh. Now, here's something I don't know how to do. How do you do the little degree circle in MS Paint? Or MS. Here, does this smell like chloroform? In MS Word. What is the shortcut or hotkey thingy? Back to Google. This is just basically a stream detailing how much I don't know how to use a computer. How do I type a degree symbol? Place the cursor where you want to insert. Alt plus number? Oh 0176. 0176. I did it! Aha! I did it! What is Microsoft Word for 500, Bob? You can shut up. Oh! You had already looked it up. Blay, bless you. Excuse me. Ray, bless you. I seem to be having a stroke. I'm just going to drink more energy drink because that will solve everything. I will just outpace my problems. Okay, so yeah, I did it. Or you can just copy and paste. You're too good to me. You're too good for this stream. You deserve better. You should not have to kiss my Microsoft Word. But I'm afraid that if I back down out of that agreement now, my computer's operating system will just kill itself again. It needs the delicate and true mark of Ray love and dough affection. It requires it. That's just how Microsoft runs. Steve Jobs was out. Excuse me. Bill Gates was never kind to it, and obviously I'm not helping matters by getting everything jumbled up in my head. It has deep insecurities, and obviously that is the only reason I can think to explain, other than Bill being a cruel, cruel man, as to why the operating system destroys itself whenever you give it a hard shutdown or even like the smallest little to the side of the operating system. Small nudges, small shutdowns, anything with the battery or power or standby mode seems to absolutely kill Windows, and I don't know why that is. I think on some Windows is just waiting for the excuse to go back to the factory. Are you saying your computer runs like... To explain the following, I need to let you know that I have a little blind dog named Master Jack. To which Gidge... and he is an affectionate little thing, and he is too pure for this world. And Gidge had typed, are you saying your computer runs like Jack, only motivated by kisses? Please don't kiss the PC. No, but I tell you what I will do. I'll be right back with Jack. See, I'm gonna make you a screen star. Yes, indeed. Now I woke him up from his sleep, and he's gonna be a little bit fussy, I think. But this here is a Master Jack. Hey, bud. How you doing? How you doing? Say he don't know where he is because he's blind. Yes, he is. He is a tiny little dude. You should hear him when he barks. He has a loud voice. Isn't that right? You're in a strange place, and it's super, super bright because I have the surface of the sun on my bed. Okay, you're gonna get fussy, huh? I'm gonna scratch your ear. I'm gonna scratch your ear. Oh. Was that him I heard? No, that was Priscilla you heard earlier. Jack has a bark that is so deep it sounds like it should come from a Great Dane. But it don't. It come from a Master Jack. Alright, I'm going to go put him back in his bed so he can be happy. He's kind of slowly slipping into my trench coat. He's got his little footers inside my coat.
Yes, you do. You still don't know where you are. That's okay. Like Superman, you're where you need to be. Hello. I have brought a new friend from a land most far away. Because we've seen a Master Jack.
Now we get to see a Fizzgig. Isn't that right? You're happy, aren't you? I'm nowhere near as good as puppeteering this thing as Gidge is. She's really good. She's taken this thing to the store multiple times, and a lot of people have seen it, and they think it's a real dog for the longest time while she takes and moves his tail. And we've actually had customers complain that it was going after the food. Like, they project hardcore on this thing. See, isn't that right? You caused some trouble, Fizzgig. They kind of look like a nod. Is my wrist movement bad? Okay. Everybody's a critic. So yeah, this is just the stream of many guest stars. So, out of curiosity, who all has seen The Dark Crystal? Because I'm going to confess, I haven't. No, I've not seen it yet. I've only ever seen clips on YouTube. Now, I will watch it. You settle down. I can feel you judging me. Please stop. So yeah, how about I set you down? Oh, hang on, Quill. I don't think Fizzgig like that. Oh, I think he's just more shocked than anything at you not seeing it, Ray. Like, look into his eyes. Tell me this does not have the same energy as a Sermit from Jenna Marbles. This is a deeply distressed and insecure little bubble. Right, you need to settle down, sir. You're getting aggressive. I'm just going to set you down so that you can rest in the most uncomfortable position on top of my tissues. Yeah, I know those are some interesting eyes. And on the note of a Sermit, I absolutely love those videos where like they're answering questions. Oh goodness, I am all over the place tonight. Stop summoning eldritch abominations with your wrist held familiar. I will do no such thing, for it is I who has the power now, the power of Strawberry Sublime. Oh. Quill, you didn't get to see the picture of the cans, the robots in this setting. On the ship. which is not called a ship, it's called a stellar vehicle, because my aliens are super anal retentive about not using human slang. Honestly, the people who think he's a real dog is a big compliment to my puppeteering. Oh yeah, Gidge's just insane when it comes to the puppeteering. But Quill Dragon, these are the robots referred to as the cans in the story so far. They are a small surface utility robot that augment the function of nearby electronics. They're more like floating flash drives or hard drives, or just basically little upgrades that are capable of doing simple tasks and are kind of dopey on their own. I thought you might like to get a look at them, because we don't talk nearly enough. So that's what's in your energy drink. Yeah, just a bunch of little cans, just encouraging me with energy. Okay. Altogether, the little utility mecha would create a 360 degree. I don't know, but thankfully it doesn't cause a Grey Goose scenario, so I'm not going to question it. Or do you mean, like, how does that even work with them boosting function? Like, is it a silly question about the energy drink, or like a question about how they work? Yes. It's the iron in his diet. You know what? I'm just going to let that be the answer. That's the best answer. What would be the word here? I completely lost. What about the serious part? It's all basically used by wireless connectivity. I know Tesla had the idea about beaming electricity wirelessly, and now we have like those little charge stations where you can put your smartphone on a surface and it just like absorbs the power through it. Riboflavin. Actually, no. I am weirdly fond of that word because I've tried the Slim Fast diet before, and it's never really worked for me because it is very slow, and after a while the Slim Fast tastes very bad. So to amuse myself, I would act like I was super excited about the most obscure parts of the Slim Fast drink, and riboflavin was always the word that I'd latch on to and be like stupid happy about, like, oh, thank God it has riboflavin. And I'd ultimately sound like Dr. Fink from The Simpsons, but like that would be the one word I'd always latch on to and just laugh about. All right. Let me see. Altogether, the little utility mecha would create a 300 panorama. Oh. Or are you saying riboflavin? Or riboflavin? Riboflavin? Ooh. Old eyebrows are getting a workout today. Yes, the first one. Okay. Altogether, the little utility mecha would create a 360 degree recording feed panorama. Broadcast? What is the word I want to use here? let me see. Panorama. I'm surprised I spelt that right on the first go. Ah, Caleb, so you know my hours tomorrow, and I'll be taking my tablet with me for my break. What are you thinking of drawing? I'd actually like to do an art stream tomorrow. Like, I wanted to do it Monday. But I never got around to doing it. But what are you thinking of doing with your tablet? And which tablet? Like the tablet or the art tablet? By the way, any art tablet users, don't hold your pencil like Caliborn. I am just lost in Homestuck purgatory. I'm talking about for the RP. Oh, I figured as much. I would love to stream that in one of these streams, because you are a phenomenal writer, and just revisiting and revamping and upgrading the Will to Survive universe that I'd put on the back burner many years ago is an absolute delight. And I can't wait to tackle drawing the designs again. Honestly, I've seen a worse way to hold a pencil. I don't even want to know what non-Euclidean eldritch horror you've seen. Carolyn. Oh, okay. Yep. No. Stop. 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 Get help. Stop. Stop. Dab out of here. Stop. Carolyn was a special, majestic beast who'd attempt to run up trees after watching a single episode of Naruto. We know some weird people, don't we, Gitch? But I remember when I originally did the first drawings of the Will to Survive stuff, I always imagined the game being like low poly. Like, I imagined it first as an MMO, and it was an MMO within a dream. Like, the daydream was multifaceted, where it was like a social experiment where like half the people would play the humans and half the people would play the cure, and like it was to study to see like how the social groups would form and how reality would bleed over and stuff, and it might actually make a fun little movie or something. But I always imagined it being like very, if you've ever played Shogo Mobile Armor Division, I imagined it looking a lot like those kinds of graphics, and my god, do I want to play that for my channel. Once I get an emulator that can run on Windows 10, I'm pretty sure this old laptop can handle a Let's Play recording of Shogo. Because before Halo, before Mech Warriors, the first super, like, first-person shooter, big mech robot game that I played on the computer, the first game I really, really got into and played was Shogo. If you ever played Shogo, that's a reach. Hey, I'm hoping they had a 20-year anniversary thing at a convention for Shogo. I can hope that people still remember Shogo. And I'm pretty sure if I say Shogo too many more times, I'm going to receive a cease and desist order through my window attached to a brick. A game that's from 1998. Shut up! We're millennials. We're eclectic. That's kind of our thing. We know things from the 90s. Things from the 90s were great. Remember, what was it, Lisa Frank? The shampoo bottles that could blind you just by looking at the oversaturated art, and they were the coolest thing on the face of the earth. Let me see. The ultimate 90s experience. Some gas station nachos, Tony's Pizzas, some Lisa Frank stuff, L'Oreal Kids, Betty Spaghetti, and the little Metabots figures. Hello, who is invading the stream? Hello.
Laying your phone here.
Oh, okay. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
Okay, now leave, Igor. I love the level of energy he's brought to the table. But my dad showing up has reminded me of something that can help me steer this conversation back to literacy. For you see, he knows I do these streams, and he was thinking about little things to want to add to the stream. And he had heard some quotes about writing on the radio and looked some other things up, and he had taken the time to write them down. And I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly because it's French, and we don't have Sushin here to yell at me for pronouncing it poorly. But I think it's Rene Descartes, or Descartes. But he was a French fellow, and if I have the information here correctly, because my dad took and wrote everything down, God bless him, March 31st, 1596 to February 11th, 1650. And I liked some of his quotes here, and I think they provided a very interesting scope, or at least an interesting view on writing as a whole that was very inspirational to me. And I got to give him credit where credit's due, and over the next few streams I might include these little phrases, these little written words of wit. But the quote goes as followed. "It's not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well." And I very much like that, because it just ties into the little penny phrases I've heard all my life, like, "Our mind is a terrible thing to waste," and stuff like that. And I've noticed it's, and this is no breaking news or anything, I know there's 100 videos broaching the topic, but it's very easy to get distracted and lost in an endless stream of videos and sidebar results that kind of distract you, and before you know it, you don't have the time to be bored or distracted and really be creative or flex your imagination muscles. And it just becomes hard to think of ideas or craft something or really just pull yourself out of that. It's no different than the boob tube after a while, a television just passively absorbing media. So I have to relate to the quote that, again, it's not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. Be careful of the things you let in your mind. Be careful of the thoughts you entertain. Choose what you want your mindscape to be. And make sure the things you want to do, you do the utmost in your ability to. It actually pulls me back to something this morning I was talking to my sister about, that she is one of the great influencers of my life, my little sister, Gidge. And when it comes to art, one of the things that inspires me the most is a question she said, in which she was talking to another art friend, and she said, "Oh, cool. When did you get serious about art?" And she later went on to clarify it, that out of passion as kids, it's nothing for us to sit down and draw for hours and just do whatever. But when you sit down and really get serious about art, about refining your craft and becoming good at it, not just good, but exceptional, when you really dive into it and say, this is a skill I'm going to refine like any other trade or ability, that's the moment when your art really starts kicking off, and that's the moment you can really call yourself an artist. And that kind of framed it for me nicely, and that, when did you get serious about it? And it kind of revealed to me that I'm not very serious about the art. I want to be, and I like to be at art, but I have to get over a bit of a laziness that I've allowed into my life, which I'm sure Renee here would not approve of, because I have not used my mind well. So, use your mind well and be serious about all the things you want to pursue. Now, Quill Dragon writes in with a question. I sound like a radio. Hang on. I gotta summon the announcer voice. Quill Dragon writes in with a question about using the mind well. How do you develop cunning? Also, what is the difference between discretion and deception? When does expert planning become manipulating? These are all good questions, and I don't believe that there's any right answer to any of these. I think it's all heavily relevant to the situation you employ it in. The difference between discretion and deception. That's a good question. Given the setting, I believe trying to exercise discretion so that you aren't seen, so you can sneak into somewhere, is the same as deceiving people that you're there in the first place. You're trying not to be seen, so heavily relevant the situation that goes into it. How do you develop cunning? That, I think, comes from talking to friends a lot, trying to come up with the best situations you can and asking them to break through it, or outthink you, or just in general playing chess with people, or just communicating with people that you believe are smarter than you. Because The more you're forced to sharpen the blade of your wit, the more cunning you will become. And when does expert planning become manipulation? I think that is a question that's well reserved for the annals or the discussion of some of our philosophers. So thank you very much for bringing that one up. Quilldragon also says, have you read The Riders of Pern? No, I have not. Now, I will. One more quote here, two more quotes here from Renee. The greatest mind... needs to be a space here. The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices as well as the greatest virtues. Again, I think laziness, sloth. And right here, the reading of all books, tying into what Quill says. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of the past centuries. And I feel like that ties into what we were talking about when I had my little rant about Dune, in which that it feels like, oh, don't even. Yes, I know it will not happen again. It slipped out. It's just such a fun word to want to see. It's just a fun word to want to say. I like playing Skyrim, so sue me. And by the way, I don't care what the developers say. The only true Dovahkiin, the only Dovahkiin I accept is an Argonian Dovahkiin. Fight me on that. My body is ready. But I feel like Dune really doesn't have much to say or add to a conversation other than trying to conflate the ego of Frank Herbert, or trying to use penny phrases and platitudes to really go nowhere with the express purpose of making the book seem clever or more cunning than what it is. But if you go back in time through the usage of any good book, you know, taking a page out of Reading Rainbow here, and read Isaac Asimov or any of the classics, any of the literary greats, like the things that have endured the test of time, the thing that people have dissected at length, the things that people haven't just haven't passed around and praised for the sake of praising and then imprinted how they interpret it. Like the things that are legitimately great. That is, like, even outside of science fiction, that is one of the greatest feelings, to get to experience that mind of that writer or their way of thinking. And I have noticed from reading myself, it's easy. A really good writer will convey their school of thought or their reasoning, and it can deeply affect what you write later. Because if they're very good, you almost get taken into their wake and their current and follow along beside them. They guide you through this to a certain degree without seeming condescending or patronizing. It's a unique experience, and you'll hear shades of their voice appear in your work. And if you use your mind well, if you read these books of the greats, if you really try to hone your cunning, as Quill has stated, how if you think about these things and try and find your own answers and express it without blatantly stating it in the narration of your works, I think you'll have a book that also stands the test of time. Here, let me get a really good example of some phenomenal writing. And I always forget this guy's name. I know it's Conrad. Yeah, Joseph Conrad. This right here is a very old book that is heralded as one of the best books ever written. This is called Nostromo, which is the namesake, yes, of the 1979 starship from the Aliens movie, like the original one. And it even, I haven't gotten too far into it because, you know, I don't make the time. But just reading a little bit of it, you can tell that this is a very good book, and you can kind of get a sense or a feel for the mind or the person behind this. This isn't just text on a page. This isn't just some echo of some tale that someone wanted to put out and crank out for cash. There's thinking here. There's something to be said here. And there's questions that the author doesn't want an answer to. He's not trying to lead you to a conclusion. He's just putting out a framework for you to interpret it and digest it yourself. He's not saying society bad. He's not saying he's not saying how things should be or how things ought to be or what the real nature of the human condition is. He puts forth a very, very interesting story that actually has kind of a sad ending to a certain degree, a very tragic kind of edge to it, and it's well worth the read. Again, this is Joseph Conrad's Nostromo, and I highly recommend it. And Enigmatic Librarian, oh, hang on, I have to summon my inner All Might. I am here, free at last. Welcome! And Vino! Now it's a party! Now we can all say, we are here! And then worry about this guy showing up and ruining the party with his Nomu. And if I did that right, and Ray was watching, I should faintly hear a fangirl scream shattering my window. Tango El Vino. That guy legit gives me nightmares. Really? Oh, Carpe Vino. Oh wait, or do you mean the Shigaraki? Those names give me such a hard time. Seize the wine. The hands guy. Ah, yeah. Tomura Shigaraki. I am Dovahkill, and I second that motion. But don't worry. We all collectively have a sort of offshoot version of All for One. We have our own ability to hype. We have a group power. So I think between all of us, if you hide behind me and use me as a large hairy shield, we should be fine for at least 30 seconds. At least a strong 30 seconds. Not the super stuff, the wine. Carpe Libro. I'm pretty sure that Ushram would appreciate the wine as well. We'll make it a party, all of us. And it's great to see you all. So, Katie, Quill, Ray, Gidge, and Vino, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Now let's see if we can't get a little bit more writing done before I have to run off and use the restroom. Because that's usually how these go. Drink a ton, not know how to use the pause button for the recording and the streaming, and just end up running off during the middle of the stream. Do make many smaller streams. Please tell me I'm not too late. No, you're not too late at all. I'm just thanking you all for showing up because it does mean a lot to me to have you here. Not farther and farther. Farther and farther. Oh god, in the this Will to Survive roleplay with Ray I've been having, I had like a mental break of the mind last night, I think it was, or the night before, where I kept getting farther and further backward in my head, and I couldn't remember which one to use where. I think you mean further. Well, apparently my brain is still broken. And gradually, the more flustered I get, the more I sound like Father from Kids Next Door, until I run out of breath, in which case the impression fails, and I should know better to try and do impressions when I'm recording, because it never ever works right. There's another one I need to add to dictionary. Of my own volition, I do sacrifice sleep for the stream. It is one of my few social outlets with my current schedule. Oh my goodness, well, I'm flattered. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that I'm such a goofy goober that you are forced contractually to spend time with. But I'm greatly honored that you choose to put your sleep deprivation squarely with me. I appreciate it. Thank you. I kind of have to allow for about 40 minutes of driving time to get to work and about 45 to 1 hour for overall prep time before leaving the house. That's including giving my car time to warm up. Oh yeah, that's always fun. I all but lock myself in my room in order to catch the stream. Yay! Not only am I the source of good sleep deprivation, I am also the #1 channel recommended for bunkers. The Katy Castle. Work starts at 5, but my carpool arrives at 4. Personally, I like about an hour and a half to get ready. Also, Balak, it's my privilege and my pleasure. Well, thank you very much. And eventually, I think I'm going to buy new suits to try and spice up the stream. I see the Captain of Cool is watching over. Yeah, that's why the stream's actually working. He is with hammer and nail keeping the operating system from exploding and dying on my computer. Also, tomorrow I was thinking about uploading a funny little video of me reacting to panorama fails that Gidge suggested to me. So if there's anything in particular you'd like to see me react to, or just a video you'd like to see me do, I am open for feedback and suggestions, because apparently I do not have the creativity on my own to come up with these ideas, but they are very fun to want to do. I dress with a white shirt and green vest whenever I can. Hobbits have good taste. Oh, yes, and a crimson coat for that rustic vest. Oh, me gusta. Indeed, we could have a Hobbit stream. I could work on some of my fantasy stories, too. Ideally, what I want to do when I get Infinity Quest done is have a bunch of other works stacked to want to stagger out behind it to show that I have a myriad of topics that I can branch off into. And I think I'm going to take this moment, this stream, to save and do my quick tour out of here. I believe I need to let the little fizz gig go back out to find his actual bedding. Larry, keep an eye on things.
All right, like a boss battle. Stage 2. I've ditched the coat and I'm prepared to try and make some serious progress.
Let's see what I can do. All right. Baron, Burger Brain, King Calamity, Captain Crackpot, Lord Lamentable, Dork Doof. Are you guys just coming up with nicknames for me in the chat here? Duke Doofus, Prince Piddle. I want to scroll up here and I want to hope that's not it. Fizzgig, Larry. Who's Larry? Larry, the mysterious ghost defender. No, not at all. This fine fellow right here is Larry, my scale mate that Gidge made me. This is a fine example of a Larry. Get your Larry today. I like your vest. Thank you. Again, this is stage 2. We've upped to the second stage of the boss fight. We're going to see if we can't slug out some real work today. Really make this stream count, guys. I'm imbued with your power, your support, and lots of caffeine. What could go wrong? I'm sure my heart will be fine. I'm mostly just referencing superstition from my grandparents. Ah. I knew it was going to happen. There you go, back a stretch. Hang on, I'm trying to remember a word. be late, I guess. Belial. I want to see Belial is a word. I've heard. I don't know. It wasn't beguiled. Oh, Colby says hello. She's thinking my Skype notifications are showing up in the stream. Besieged works. Hi, Jewstream. I am the almighty Colby. Muhahaha. LOL, notifications don't show up, but I read them. You participated. They say hi. We're an inclusive bunch. Oh, Jacob! When did you pop in here? Peaceful look of the vehicle from the outside. Ooh, there needs to be a comma in there. However peaceful the vehicle look from the outside as it's sleeping. What exactly is an Oxford comma then? Why are they so... I love semicolons. Commas I abuse to heck and back because I usually write in just massive sentences because that's the way I talk. Just one singular glorious breath. However peaceful. A serial comma. I love semicolons though. They are fun to play around with to make a sentence even more run-on. Oh yeah, no, I will abuse commas, semicolons, and colons as much as physically possible to stretch out a sentence. Because again, one enormous, glorious single take and one single breath, the longer you can go. Because I'm going to segue this into a story now to want to explain and elaborate on this further. When I was a kid, think first and second grade, I'd get in trouble for my homework because I'd always write in just massive sentences. And to teach me how to read a sentence or where to put a comma in, my teacher, Mrs. Camp, God bless her, she was a wonderful woman, said, no, for a single sentence between commas, you're only supposed to go as long as you have the breath for. Once you run out of breath, you need to add a comma. Well, I didn't take the lesson there as use more commas and make shorter sentences. My idea was I was just going to increase my lung capacity because that would solve it. The quest, like in my brain, I didn't identify the problem as I was writing these huge run-on sentences that I needed to cut down in size. It was that I didn't have enough air to read them. So I'd practice holding my breath every day after school until I had like maximum breath power. I'd use a bunch of commas through it, and I just read these monstrously long sentences, and she goes, "No, Caleb, you need to shorten the sentences." And I told her, "No, but you said it was a matter of you read a sentence with a breath, and I can now read it with a breath. I've increased the amount of air I've drawn in. See, I made it to the end of the sentence." And she looked at me for a moment, realized what I had done, and just sort of laughed and told me, "You need a comma here and here and here, and this can be its own sentence. This can be a period," and it it was all around a funny thing. But I noticed that's kind of a holdover from when I was much younger. That I will just make these enormous sentences and try and like blast through them in as little breathing as possible. Oh, God. Oh, Jacob, what was the name of that restaurant that just opened up near where you are? Oh, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons. I have never eaten there, and I think I might have heard of it. And why is there a Yami with sunglasses on? Is there like the stream avatar now? Because I approve. Yeah, no, this is Ushram Imaso, and he has occasionally appeared in some of the other streams. He is the one responsible for holding my stream together and keeping the operating system on my computer from absolutely tanking once again. Everybody wants him. Can he be an actual character in the book, please? Alright, I will try and figure out how to put Ushram in some form of Infinity Quest official media. How's that sound? Does that work for everybody? Can we get a round of applause for Ushram here? The coolest bro in all of bro. Ladies chase after him. Men want to be him. Vino, yes. I want a book around him. Oh, that reminds me. That reminds me of something I want to do. Okay. Listen. Excited. Energy drink talking here, but idea brain thing that happened a while ago. I want to go on Fiverr, right? And I want to contact an animator. And I want to animate like Yoggle. Like little Yoggle shorts, and I want it to be like an anime, where I then pay voice actors, and they deliver all their dialogue in the native Yoggle language of Yagoi with like English subtitles on the bottom. And I just do like this little micro series around the Yoggle and the Yami, because I think that would be really cool, and I really want to do that because I think that would be really, really cool. A whole book dedicated to him, and I want Kaliko to be his best friend. Oh no. Why is the stream going sour? Don't go wonky. I want a saucy pic of him where he's winking with his sunglasses down a little fraction. Alas, this... I'm gonna scream into the heavens. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. How cool would that be to do a little Yoggle series? What was that? The stream isn't working for me. I think that would be premium. Momentary. Premium, I call that a limited time offer. That level of coolness. Oh yeah, that would just be the bee's knees. That would just be the hedgehog's pickle. The cat's pajamas. The hedgehog's pickle is making me crack up so much right now. Well, that's kind of a play on joking because I've got Colby into dieting. And she realized that pickles have very few calories, specifically the brand she gets. So whenever she's hungry, she just sits there and sliced pickles, like well into the night. She has plunged the briny deep and it is full of pickle. For one, it sounds like a totally English saying, as in English from England. I hope that she's drinking plenty of water. No, I kind of have to stay on her to do that. And I've noticed a lot of my friends don't drink as much water as they should in a day. They barely drink any. Hmm. Breaker Breaker 19. This is Watchdog. The jelly's on it, and the toast is on the burner. Yeah. Hey Caleb, I've got about 15 minutes left. Can I post a few little blurbs here in the chat for the current novel I'm working on? I'm 23,000 words in. Clap, clap. Way to go. Yes, by all means, post that there for people to want to enjoy. And hopefully people watching this on the YouTube extended cut, by which I mean the YouTube cut of all the stream in its entirety, unedited because I'm a clod, can make this out and read it too. If not, hopefully you can click the little full screen thing and make it big enough to want to read through the JPEGing. I had to email the game guy. Oh, that's awesome. Big hype. Yeah, same here. That's great. Let me see, what does that mean? I want to make sure I'm using the word right. Google, I'd appreciate it if you stopped freezing. Okay. Ooh, what button did I hit? Okay, I think I hit Alt. May Ushram be with you. Oh, wow, that's a good sign. I lack much rest tomorrow, but it has been worth it. Well, I'm very glad for you hanging around here. I'm probably going to end the stream here too very shortly. So thank you very much for coming. I enjoyed my evening online. I've managed to finish my 7th chapter. Oh, congrats! So have a good night, and good night to you as well. Sleep well, Quill. Bows, 'twas a nice chat with you again. It always is, and with all of you. Why did I put you there? Well, way to go, Jacob. I'm glad to have you back. I think, yeah, 11 decks, I'm pretty sure. Oh. There we go. Now there's a question. There's the elevator and the elevator shaft. Is there a specific word for the little elevator car itself? Would it just be the elevator car? Or carriage? There is. All right. Is it capsule? Well, I already use pod quite a lot, so I think I'm just going to stick with carriage. Made of rather expensive yarn. Alright, well everybody, I think I've made substantial progress today, and I'm quite pleased with that. So, I think I'm going to call the stream here before I can get stuck again, and I wish you all the best for joining me. Thank you very much, and remember, keep a kind state of mind, and always pursue your dreams. I know with the right kind of practice, and the right usage of your mind, you can get to wherever it is you want to be. Take care, and until next time, thank you very much. See you.